Maybe it's publishing a book. We have a lot of people in the blogosphere that are out there publishing books. Maybe it's working as a brand ambassador, or video blogging, public speaking at conferences, or public speaking at other conferences, not just blog conferences. Consulting, which happens to be one of the ways that I personally make money through my blog. Twitter parties, connecting moms and brands. Kim's really great at that, and same with Barbara, obviously. And holding conferences or organizing focus groups. There's a lot of different ways beyond just your blog and advertising that you can make money. So, should you work for free? Should you work for the yogurt? Or some people say the cupcake? And maybe we can also tweet. This is a great slide. Actually, it's a whole, you can't get the whole picture up here, but it's a huge kind of graph on should you work for free. And sometimes working for free will lead you to a lot of other awesome opportunities. Opportunities like building your traffic, building your ranking, or showing a company or a brand or a PR firm that you're working with. And then when it comes to a paid opportunity, they think of you first, because you showed them that you know your stuff, that you can deliver, that you're professional, and that you can do something for them. So when they have the budget or a year later, they'll work with you.
I think it's just shouldiworkforfree.com, and it's hilarious.
But everyone has a problem with that idea of what are you worth? What am I worth? What is my time worth? What is my overhead? What is being away from my kids? Maybe you work full-time. I work full-time. What is taking a day off work? I take 5 days off work for Blissdom. It was worth it. It's totally worth it. But what is it? What are you worth? And deciding your value, that's mental. I mean, that takes a lot, deciding I'm worth working for and with, and I want you to work with me, and knowing when to ask. So we're going to talk about some hard numbers too, which I know everyone's like, okay, so just say it already. And that is the nitty-gritty part. We are going to actually give you a graph, some examples, a report. Kim had a great idea. Go to momimpact.com. There's a survey up right now. We really wanted to see what people were charging out there. What is our industry charging? And we're going to talk a little bit about the ROI, and do you have a media kit, which the blogging ebook that Esther has, the examples in there are free. Go to it, download it, and use it. It will help you. It's free.
From blogtobusiness.com.
And networking. You know, a year ago when I came to Blissdom, and the reason I came back to Blissdom is because I made my best connections right here at Blissdom. I met with people that I had worked with all year long, because I sat out and I had a bagel sandwich they had last year, and we talked and we got to know each other, and that networking has been invaluable. But also the following up, not just I met you at Blissdom, but following them on Twitter, emailing them, Facebooking them, and keeping that friendship going beyond Blissdom. Invaluable. And what are your strengths and weaknesses? Knowing when, hey, I'm really good at something, but I really stink at spelling sometimes, so I need to have somebody edit my post, you know, or I need to have a virtual assistant to do this, or that for me. Knowing what you're good at and what you're not good at, and using those partnerships, you have to do it, which is partnerships. And I think that Allie and Barbara are a great example of when you see a partnership that really works and a spark, wow. Yeah, so, and then the contracts. And you know, we heard this over and over, the contracts, the legal mumbo jumbo, it's important. And Esther has a really great example about that I'd love for you to talk about. Knowing when you need to call in a lawyer, and how that can actually make you more money, even though it costs you a little bit of money.
Okay, so when I first started talking with Weight Watchers, I've partnered with lots of brands and done campaigns for lots of brands, but Weight Watchers is kind of the one that I'm most known for. And people always ask me, well, how did that come about, et cetera, et cetera. When we first started talking, initially I emailed them, and then months went by, they emailed me back. They said, we have an idea for how to get you into a campaign we're doing. we'd like to start creating some content for our site. And they threw out a number, and at the time, it was like, I was amazed by the number. But I stopped myself. I went and I spoke with some other people in the advertising industry, and they suggested that I hire an entertainment lawyer. Well, this was my first deal, and it was 2007, not very many people were doing this kind of stuff. And I decided to take a risk and hire an entertainment lawyer to help me sort through the 30-page contract and to figure out what I was comfortable with numbers-wise long-term. Instead of thinking short-term, what I'd be happy with for 3 months, what would I really want to achieve a year out from now? And that one decision has earned me probably 30 times what I would have made over the course of my relationship with them. So it was an upfront investment by getting a lawyer, and in the end, it's paid infinitely. So
Yeah, that's one great example. And how many times have you gotten a contract and you just sign it because you're so excited to make $500 or $1,000? Maybe reading that contract and having someone look it over could prove to be very lucrative in the long run.
Yeah, and I just want to say the first time you work with a bigger brand and there's going to be a paycheck attached to the work, it is really intimidating to get what is often a 12 or 20 or 30-page contract to go through. And I think as a blogger, it's also easy to feel really intimidated by that and think, well, I can't really change anything, but you can. You can ask for them to adapt certain clauses, you can ask for them to strike certain clauses. It's just a matter of really reading it, possibly getting some legal advice, and then going back to them. And it makes you look like a strong business person too, I think.
Because if you are monetizing, you're a business. So act like you're a business and a business person, even in jeans and a t-shirt. What we really know is